Game opens with a skull to let you know that it's going to be serious.
Merlina went to the Prometheus school of running away from things. This is almost word for word from a Razor's incantation.
If Sonic Adventure and Unleashed have taught me anything, it's that hedgehogs can withstand virtually any fall.
King Arthur doesn't appear here, but a few seconds later he does.
Damn, he must have been one hungry hedgehog.
No problem. I'm used to stuff like this.
That chili dog would have been sold way before you grabbed it.
Good thing a teenager's hand is strong enough to hold down a speedy hedgehog.
No matter what they went with, this armor looks kinda dumb. I want to get this out of the gate. This story is actually pretty good. It's not Sonic Adventure 2 good, but it sure beats the pedestrian plot of Secret Rings.
Let me introduce myself. I am Merlina the Wizard.
I guess Merlin was out of the job.
Also, wouldn't Merlina the Witch be a more suitable title?
He was bewitched by the power of immortality its scabbard bestowed. He is plunging his kingdom into a world of horror and chaos.
You mean like a big old haunted house? This'll be cool! It'll be like Halloween all year long!
Maybe so, but I fear there will be nobody left to enjoy it.
Well, that got dark quick.
Beyond this misty lake sleeps a sacred sword.
Yeah, I'll go get it. Be back in a flash.
Wait, Sonic!
Sonic pulls a Wile E. Coyote.
You can swing your sword even now.
No derp, Sherlock.
Why don't I prepare something a little more challenging? Behold, the ruler of this lake, the Mist Dragon.
I like dragons as much as the next guy, but this intro level pales in comparison to the first levels of Adventure 1 and 2.
If you remove that sword and defeat King Arthur with it, you shall forever be the worst of knights, slayer of kings.
Guess I can't be the hero every time.
Sonic casually remarks regicide.
You are the chosen one. You are but a squire.
I'm not even bothered by this sword, to be frank. This franchise has had a lot weirder stuff than this.
Now, let us see the power of your so-called sacred sword.
In this uber brief boss encounter.
My edge has grown blunt. Being in that rock for so long has taken its toll.
Ha! Not the sharpest tool in the shed, huh?
I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
That's because a gentleman shouldn't have such an edge.
Yeah, tell that to Shadow.
Hello?
Why do flowers bloom, knowing they are destined to wither?
Foreshadowing.
Let us survey the area.
Of course everyone here is acting strange. The stage is littered with Arthur's evil henchmen.
Now, what's the sword's name?
Caliburn.
Caliburn? Where have I heard that name before?
It's not like he's a part of the Arthurian legends.
I am Lancelot, Knight of the Round Table. I challenge you to a duel.
Scene does not contain a Yu-Gi-Oh reference.
I've been waiting for you, Knight from another world.
Whoa!
Amy's performance is actually decent for once, so that counts for something. -1 sin.
Fool, where are you going?
But that's...
You are being rude to the Lady of the Lake.
Why you gotta be so rude? So, I have 3 tests for you.
3 trials to prove your worth, cliché.
You know where the dragon is, kid?
It's in the big cave, at the bottom of that mountain.
Wait, don't tell me you're going off to slay a dragon now!
Where were you when Sonic was speaking to her? After Sonic stopped running, you kinda disappeared up until this point.
Ha! You look just like this knucklehead I know.
You dare mock Sir Gawain, Knight of the Round Table? An act most unwise, my friend.
Wait! I'm not trying to pick a fight with you.
That knucklehead comment isn't doing you any favors, knucklehead.
Say your prayers, you thieving rat.
Secret Rings callback.
You must be that blue rat.
To lose to a mere apprentice. I have been disgraced. Only death can remove this stain upon my honor.
Suicide in a Sega game? You don't see that every day.
Give me a break! What's up with all this drama? Yeah!
Was that kid talking about the area up ahead? Yes, indeed. And it appears the dragon is prowling red eyes through.
Remember that dragon that was mentioned earlier? You don't fight it until the last quarter of the game.
Thank you. And sorry about tricking you. Huh? You have shown courage, strength, and compassion. Huh? Then I shall show you how to blunt the power of Excalibur.
Weed joke.
The remaining knight, Percival, is the Knight of the Grail. She's as strong as she is noble. One mistake could be your last.
The original Percival was male in the legends, but here they call Blaze Sir Percival. They also use female pronouns when using that Sir title for Blaze. It's jarring to hear them say Sir and she for the exact same person in the exact same conversation.
I've gotten pretty used to you, too.
That is exactly what I told you not to do.
This sounds so much worse out of context.
We're going to fall!
I know, isn't it great?
I am Percival, Knight of the Round Table.
This is the closest thing to a Sonic and Blaze battle on a console game.
Very well, Sonic, Knight of the Wind.
Roll credits.
You mean song credits?
Oh yeah.
If characters like Percival are supposed to be a reflection of Sonic's friends, does that mean the Rush series is canon? Pff, how should I know?
I got to give the cutscene guys some props. Despite having a limited budget, they did a splendid job of communicating through their visuals. They definitely captured that storybook feel. One sin removed.
Whew! That was close.
Why? Why did you...
I guess you could say that Whim is my other master.
Save the hugs and kisses for later.
What? You jealous or something?
You have mastered the code of chivalry. From this day forth, you shall be Sir Sonic, Knight of the Wind.
Roll song credits. So Sonic just barged into Avalon with practically no resistance? Makes sense.
Now, Sonic, the three sacred swords!
How come Knuckles' dual blades are considered a single weapon? That always bugged me.
Yes! I did it!
I wonder what will happen next. Oh, god damn it, Sega. Enough with these fake endings.
To be fair, Black Knight wasn't the first game to play a credit sequence more than once. Sonic Adventure 1 and subsequent games are guilty of this as well, but that doesn't make it less annoying. By the way, the credits last for almost 6 minutes.
Main villain turns out to be a faker cliché.
What the?
So Merlina was in the castle the whole time? That abrupt transition isn't helping matters.
So Arthur's scabbard is also a teleportation device? I'm asking because Sonic just materializes onto the scene.
With this scabbard, I can erase my grandfather's greatest mistake.
Assistant turns out to be the big bad cliché.
I shall make this kingdom eternal.
Just what we needed, another End of the World plot.
We interrupt this game to bring you the Subspace Emissary from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. You can't be an edgelord without enchanted rocket skates.
That was the castle, right? What happened?
This is no doubt affecting Marina's high.
This game sure loves all the drug references.
Isn't there more to being a knight than serving a king?
Sir Sonic is right.
A wild Amy appears.
For the kingdom and its people!
For the Republic! Oh wait, wrong franchise.
Fare thee well. We too shall fulfill our appointed task.
How come there's only 3 knights for the round table? I would have loved to see Silver or others join the cast. And no, multiplayer doesn't count.
Oh no! The barrier is too weak!
Well, I guess all those Rush to the Obelisk missions were for nothing then.
Just one question before we settle this. Why'd you do it? Weren't we trying to save this kingdom from the underworld?
This kingdom will fail one way or another. Such is its fate. Lancelot and Gawain's rift shall doom the Round Table. Arthur is struck down by his son Mordred and departs for Avalon. This was to be our ideal world, but it will not last. King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table will end in ruin.
So her motivation boils down to the Round Table and the king don't get along and the kingdom is falling apart. Let's accelerate its destruction even if it endangers thousands of lives.
The King Arthur my grandfather Merlin created led to nothing but mistakes.
So Merlin did have a job, but it resulted in his demise. Sucks to be him.
I can succeed with the power of the scabbard, creating a kingdom that never ends.
Villain wants to create an everlasting utopia, even if it consumes reality itself. Cliché.
No!
No.
It was never about chivalry for me. I just gotta do what I've gotta do. That's all. Sonic!
By the power of Sonic Adventure! We interrupt this scene to bring you every transformation sequence from every Japanese action franchise ever.
At first, I thought his design was tacky, but the supersonic factor balances it out. No sin. I feel like they recycled the same backdrop from Secret Rings. While this boss is intermediate difficulty, it thinks that it's easier than the King Arthur fight. At least the final boss from Secret Rings gave me a formidable challenge.
I already told you, I don't mind playing the bad guy every once in a while.
Let's just assume all of those townspeople you harmed in normal gameplay don't count. You defeated a fake King Arthur, saved hundreds of lives, and prevented someone from committing an honor suicide. You've been cocky, yes, but you're far from a bad guy.
Foolish wizard.
Don't you mean foolish witch?
Every world has its end. I know that's kind of sad, but that's why we gotta live life to the fullest in the time we have. At least, that's what I figure.
Jason Griffith's performance in this game was his finest. As much flack as he used to get, I truly feel this was his best performance. Especially since this was his last game before Colors. I'll take off 5 sins.
You are the one and true King Arthur?
If Sonic's supposed to be the king, then who ran the kingdom after he left the story?
Take a look inside your heart.
1 sin removed for Crush 40.
So yeah, that's what happened.
This entire game was a flashback? Lame.
But man, would have thought I was the real King Arthur.
That's the lamest excuse ever! You just forgot about our date!
Date? You're telling me Sonic retold the story just to put off a date? You're the fastest hedgehog alive. You could easily outrun her. Oh boy, I can't wait for the next storybook game. Oh yeah, this sub-series was canceled after this. I would be sad, but the core gameplay of both titles didn't warrant a third game.
Also, how did Sonic get out of that book in the first place? Same as the last game?
The legendary Blue Hedgehog, having saved the world of the Arabian Nights, ran endlessly until he found his way back into his own world.
Oh yeah, he just ran off to other adventures. Yeah, thanks for that bit of advice, Shara.
The True King, thank you for coming to the storybook world. Yeah, you're welcome. I can't wait to see your non-existent cameo in Sonic Colors. Now, onto the gameplay sins.
When you swing your Wii remote, the sword does these predetermined animations. Unlike those sword fighting minigames from Wii Sports Resort, Black Knight tosses basic sword strategy out the window. You waggle it repeatedly with little variation. However, I take this repetitive swordplay over the clunky controls of Secret Rings any day. The combat does offer different tricks. It offers sword blocks, jump attacks, several offensive techniques, and special abilities akin to the Soul Gauge from Secret Rings. Even with that moveset, the game doesn't do a good job encouraging you to frequently vary your strategies. For my playthrough, I mostly use Sonic's jump attack to finish those guys off. Essentially, it's a fusion between Devil May Cry's hack and slash combat and Sonic's speed and level design, but with none of the polish of either franchise.
Oh goody, a totally unnecessary item collecting mechanic.
Also, later in the game, you can use certain acquired items to upgrade your swords, but you'll do fine without said upgrades.
And lastly, this game isn't an RPG. This screen is pointless. Pointless.
Behold, the ruler of this lake, the Mist Dragon.
Sonic fighting a dragon? Awesome in concept. In execution, a glorified back-jumping test. These rival fights are ridiculously easy. Ring-giving minigame.
The citizens look kinda weird in this game. Their media designs compared to Sonic and crew don't mesh well. My biggest gripe with the game is how repetitive it is. You fight the same 4 or 5 enemy types throughout your adventure, and the stages don't spice it up enough with their gimmicks. The levels sound and feel different, but you're still on a boring, straight trail. This game has even less variety than its predecessor.
Unlike Secret Rings, these ledge shimming parts are bearable, but I still could have done without them.
Also, in those hanging by the sword next to the wall parts, there's no button to let you detach. You have to slide down to the bottom before letting go.
All I gotta do is steer clear of the townspeople?
Don't worry, I won't do so.
My biggest gripe with this stage is the render distance for the villagers. It's super annoying that they don't appear until you get close to them. Limitation of the Wii, I know, but it's aggravating. I can fight a real dragon. Awesome. Too bad it doesn't have much payoff.
Also, you know what would have been fitting? Fighting dragons while you were chasing them. Imagine playing a boss level where you have to chase a dragon through the rooftops. There'd be fireballs, rail grinding, homing attacks, and all that sorts to defeat their soaring reptile. That would have been very appropriate for this kind of gameplay.
Oh yeah, Eggman's not in this game. Not even a cameo in the story. That makes me sad. Very sad.
The crafting system sounds cool, but it's introduced halfway through the game, and I don't have much incentive to use it. It just felt tacked on.
It must be nearby.
Something must be done about the barrier. The stone is just ahead.
I like how the dialogue is different depending on who you play as. It makes these repetitive missions slightly less repetitive.
I must simply keep vanquishing my foes.
This mission kinda stinks. You have to kill 20 enemies in a row, while trying to open chests for items. Because of this game's railroad design and control scheme, this mission is even more tedious.
Shadow has Chaos Control despite Chaos Emeralds being absent from this game. We interrupt this game to bring you the log sections from Secret Rings.
What really stinks about this battle is that the first wave is easy, while the second wave's pattern screws with you. In this second wave, his 4th strike is really picky if I block it in time. It took me a dozen tries before I defeated him.
Also, he's the penultimate boss of the game, but he's the hardest? That's not how you balance game difficulty, especially since the final boss is easier than this one. Just like the last game, the multiplayer blows. This time, it's even more tacked on.
And finally, the biggest sin of all is the core gameplay. With it sharing the same engine as Secret Rings, the core gameplay is restrictive, repetitive, and not much fun to maneuver in. You might say, but didn't Unleashed, Colors, and Generations follow this railroad philosophy as well? It's true, but those games handle it differently. For one, they give more freedom to control Sonic. The controls aren't as restrictive, and their level design always spices it up with way more variety. Take Unleashed for example. While I can't stand the Werehog bits, they are the sole reason I never finished that game. The boost stages give a better sense of freedom, and don't actively ruin your sense of immersion. This railroad style of gameplay had brought down the storybook series, and I'm glad it never came back. By the way, I actually like this game. It's almost decent, but it falls short in a lot of areas.
Nonetheless, we actually liked some parts of this game, so let's talk about the stuff we liked. Story moments first, gameplay moments second. Ready, set, go.
What are we waiting for? Let's go pay her a little visit.
Onward, my young knave.
Stop calling me Knave! I'm Sonic the Hedgehog!
Very well then, I shall call you Knave the Hedgehog.
Whatever, you oversized letter opener.
I'm gonna give credit where it's due. These watercolor cutscenes look cool.
Great! Think you could sharpen this dull piece of rust?
Fool! It is you who is dull. Wait, don't tell me you're going off to slay a dragon now!
Yes, we are!
What of the ladies' tests? You will never make it in time.
Yeah, maybe, but I play by my own rules. Remember that. Ha! You look just like this knucklehead I know. Oh, man. You sound just like that knucklehead, too.
This game is what Secret Rings should have been. For starters, the controls don't absolutely suck. You can finally use the reliable Wii Remote and Nunchuck combo. The controls are way more responsive and give you more breathing room. While not great by any metric, it's better than the constant stop and go nature of Secret Rings. The stuff you receive aren't bogged down with endless messages. They dump all of it right there. That's a relief.
This awesome remix of Tails' theme from Sonic Adventure 1.
This is the smithy, right?
It sure is. Welcome, Sir Knight.
He is no knight. At least not yet.
Says you.
While the Soul Gauge and Secret Rings had its cool moments, Black Knight is a moderate improvement for an otherwise clunky system.
I'm glad Sonic Team included these slideshows. No matter how polarizing these games get, they still appreciate the fans. I'll take off 5 sins plus another for this version of Sonic Adventure 2's It Doesn't Matter.
You may think you have searched it thoroughly, but you may have overlooked something.
Thank goodness this mission isn't as bad as the egg mission from Secret Rings. While the other knights don't differ that much from Sonic, it's still cool we get to play them. Knuckles is probably my second favorite fighter in this game. He means business with his dual swords, his homing attack has his signature gliding ability, and his Soul Gauge attack is kinda cool. 1 sin removed.
Better brace yourself. This one's unlike any enemy we've faced before.
This brings back memories, except last time I was with Shadow.
A Sonic Adventure 2 callback? 1 sin removed.
You shall regret the day you ever raised your sword against me.
Where do I begin? The armor design is cool, Crush Corey's music is awesome as usual, and the lighting in this fight is great. 3 sins removed.
Speaking of music, this game's soundtrack is great. Along with the remixes of earlier games, this original medieval rock music is good and the character themes are just awesome. The visuals, while being the best aspect of the last game, are just as good here.
All in all, Black Knight is almost a decent game. It improves on everything from Secret Rings, and Sonic Team really gave a damn about this game. I enjoyed it a lot more than its predecessor. It's a shame that its core gameplay wasn't good to begin with. At least this sub-series ended on a high note, and that note deserves 1 sin removed.
This place shall be your grave.
Thanks for watching.
We hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, no hedgehogs were harmed in the making of this video.
Quick update. I'm taking a break from GameSins. They've been uber fun to make. I'm starting college classes now, and I want to focus on less labor-intensive projects. I promise, when I come back to GameSins, it'll be on another franchise that I hold dear to my heart. Anyway, have a good day.